thought that would do it. All right. Can you hear me now? All right. Let me know. I'm going to talk. You look around. Does that work? If I take this out altogether, can you hear me now? We'll get this going. I'm going to keep talking. All right. So we're just going to go without headphones. So you look around. You have so much abundance. Becky, I know that you've got so much abundance. And I also know that there is that in you that wants more. Most people, when such a high percentage of the population is so abundant, and yet there's that desire for something more, that there's that dissatisfaction of, things just aren't exactly the way that I want them to be. How do you reconcile the two? How do you deal with the guilt that in the face of such abundance, there is that in you that's wanting more? Well, today I'm going to share with you four guidelines, 4 tips on how to transform that guilt into that deep respect and a decision to really listen and follow your desire. If you're liking what you're hearing, whether you're watching this live or watching the replay, go on and hit the like button and comment and share so others can be served by this information as well. My guess is you're not the only one that that is living a life of true abundance and yet still has a desire for more. And I have a gift for you. And my gift is that I created a special meditation to help you really listen to the voice of desire, to go down past all of the voices that keep you from really listening to that deep voice of desire. If you want that meditation, then put the word discover. So it helps you discover your dream. Put the word discover into the comment section. And those of you who are clients of mine, you don't have this yet yourselves. And so if you want this, put the word discover. And of course, I will put it on your members' pages as well, so you have access to it. I actually got feedback from a couple of people this morning. And if I say so myself, I heard that it's pretty good. Okay, so my name is Felicia Searcy. If you don't know who I am, and it is my joy to be your partner in believing. I have had the honor of helping thousands of people around the world create lives that they love, and it is my joy to be here with you as your dream is my passion. So here's the problem. You have created such a high degree of success. You have such abundance in your life just because of who you are and the fact that you're breathing. And there's this nagging sense of, I wish I had more satisfaction in my work, or I'd love to grow this initiative more, or, I'd love more love in my life, or, I'd love more freedom in my checkbook. I'd love more freedom on my calendar. Whatever it is, something is popping up and saying, hey, there's that in you that wants more. And particularly those of us living in any kind of Western civilization, whatever you call it, Western society, we've got so much. And so when that sense of dissatisfaction pops up, particularly with deeply caring, compassionate people who have a desire to really bring a high degree of contribution to our planet, there's that in us that can start feeling guilty. Who do we think we are? Oh my God, I'm being so ungrateful. When we start paying attention to that signal from our soul for more. Well, I want to help you understand what that desire really is and what is it that you really do with that desire. So first of all, let's acknowledge that all human innovation, all new initiatives are a result because somebody looked around and said, we can do better. We can do better than this. And the only reason why people would say we could do better is because they're aware of an edge of dissatisfaction. You know, when we think about the light bulb, Thomas Edison spent so much time perfecting the light bulb because he was committed to creating a new methodology of light other than waiting for the sun or a kerosene lamp, which both of them were working. But he knew that there was something better. I mean, everything about our lives. Now, when things are really, quote, bad, to want more, you can justify that. But when you really start creating that level of success where there's just really nothing to complain about, Lordy, it's hard sometimes to really pay attention to that desire and not feel like you're being selfish or greedy or ungrateful. Well, here's how we shift that. And this is why it is so important. As we go through this, you will hear why paying attention to your desire is so important. In fact, I'm going to go as far as to say is that it's vital to the survival of our why I believe that really paying attention to our desire is vital to the survival of our planet. First of all, number one, you want to understand the nature of your desire. You are this spiritual being having this remarkable life experience. We have these unlimited capabilities to create anything that we can think of. The only way that you can grow those capabilities or discover those capabilities is by reaching for something more than what you've currently created. The only way life the only way that life can wake us up to more of who we are is by creating a sense of dissatisfaction where we are. So, number one, it's to understand that your desire, it's not your desire. It is life seeking a richer, freer, fuller expression by means of the expression of that desire. You know, there was a great analogy that dropped into my awareness several years ago because one of the things I was hearing, there was like a string of comments. It was a period of time, and this still comes up today. In fact, I had a couple conversations with people this week where these words were coming out of their mouths, and they were saying, "Oh my God, I have so much. How dare I ask for more? How ungrateful can I be?" So think about this. If you've ever been to a baby shower, or have you ever given a gift to a expectant mother and father, put that in the comment section. Yep, giving a gift to a baby. When you gave the parents that gift, and I would imagine, you know, their gifts for a newborn might have been a onesie, might have been some pacifiers, lots of diapers, a baby monitor. You know, they're gifts that fit having a new baby. So let's imagine that you gave this really cute little onesie. I mean, they're so cute. And those babies are so cute in those onesies. Yes, Becky, I know you did many times. When you gave that gift to the expected parents, did you give it with the caveat where you heard yourself saying, where you said, now, when that baby is getting ready to outgrow this onesie, you tell it to stop growing. Because if it outgrew this onesie, you're just being ungrateful. That you're showing that you don't appreciate my gifts. And so to really appreciate my gift, you have to make sure that that baby doesn't outgrow this onesie. I mean, that's ridiculous. We know it's ridiculous. It doesn't even cross our mind. In fact, we know that it's probably going to end up in a consignment shop in 4 or 5 months because the baby's going to grow. Nevertheless, we give the gift. Well, here's the thing. It's the same thing with your desire. You've been given so much, and you've grown into you being able to accommodate this much good, this much abundance, this much freedom in your life. And life says, all right, now it's time to grow you more. So it doesn't say we're going to shut down your growth so you stay in this gift. Otherwise, if you outgrow this gift, you're just basically saying that you don't appreciate the gift. It says appreciate the gift, and guess what? We're going to nudge you. Life's going to nudge you for something more. So it's to understand, number one, that the origin of your desire, it's not coming from you, but it is the way that life seeks to wake you up to more. That the desire is actually, when you think about the word desire from the Father, it comes from this creative life force. It is knocking at the door of your heart, inviting you into a greater degree of more of you, greater degree. That is more. Kind of repeat myself there. All right. So number one, it's not your desire. It is life's desire, wanting to express through you, for you, as you. It is the universe's desire for you. So number two. So before we go on to number two, my gift I have created. I love creating wonderful things for you all, whether you're a client of mine or just watching this. I am so dedicated to helping you wake up to just how off the chart brilliant you really are. And so I created a delicious meditation to help you discover what your dream is. And if you want that meditation, put the word discover in the comment section. Okay, tip number two. Number one, understand the origin of your desire. Number two, understand the purpose of your desire. Now, I've shared this, and I'm going to share it again, that the purpose of your desire is to wake you up into an even greater version of yourself. In order to develop skills, capabilities, our natural talents, our natural resources, we have to be willing to reach for more. Who you are today is a perfect match for your current life. Who you are today is not a match for the evolution and the manifestation of that desire. So when you listen to the knock on the door of your heart in the form of your desire and you say yes to that desire, effectively what you're really saying yes to is the growth and evolution that will be required for you to then be able to express and manifest and bring forward your desire. I think about, we had a conversation with our, yay! I saw Rose and Lauren. It's so good to see you all here. And yes, I'm thrilled that I'm going to get to share this meditation with you. So we had a conversation with our financial planner yesterday. And really grateful for the shape that we're in. And we were talking about houses because my husband and I, we realized, you know what, we're ready for a move up in house. And when I look at the history of my houses, and what was required to step in to that next incarnation of houses, it wasn't just a matter of manifesting the house. I mean, it's not just a matter of manifesting the object. It's really becoming the person that's a match for that next degree of abundance, of good, of generosity of the universe. And our first house was an adorable little house, and it was little, and it was in Baton Rouge, and we had a carport, and very small bedrooms and a very small living room, and it fit us. It fit who we were, and it served us great. That house served us great, and nevertheless, we wanted more. We wanted more, and we actually wanted to move. And so we ended up moving and bought, went up in house in terms of square footage and the newness and, the layout and just everything. We were in a neighborhood with a pool. We had a lake right behind our house. And I had to grow into the woman that would allow and accommodate that much good in my life. I had to be able to see myself as the woman who could live in that kind of house. And, and then the next house was a house in Tennessee. And I've shared this story with my, thank you, Severina. By the start of 2019, and I'm declaring it publicly. So by 2019, we are moved. We are moved into our next version of a house that we love. Tennessee, that house, the house we lived in Tennessee, and I talked to I've shared this with my clients. It was a big house, and it had, like 9-inch crown molding and 11-foot ceilings, and just a big facade in the front. And it was brick. It was one of those beautiful Southern homes. By this time, we were living in Tennessee, and I tell you, the first time we drove into that neighborhood as homeowners, I was like waiting for somebody to come tell me I didn't belong there, because it was not fitting the way I saw myself. In fact, we were defiant. We pulled into that neighborhood with this degree of defiance. We had this, my husband's a car guy, and he had this 1980 beat up El Camino that he just loved to cruise around town with. And like this, trailer that he made. It wasn't like a nicely handmade hewn trailer. It was just a thrown together wooden trailer with these two big dogs hanging out in the back. Kind of felt a little bit like the Beverly Hillbillies, the Clampetts. For those of you that are young, that, check that out on Netflix. But my self-image was not a match at the time. And so part of that desire for something more in our house caused us to have to reach for something that neither one of us, my husband or I, neither one of us had experienced before. And it demanded that we began to see ourselves differently. And what I mean by that is that to see ourselves in a much greater degree of abundance, of love, of deepening our relationship with this infinite presence, this stream of life that's always longing for us to experience more. So number one is to understand the nature of your desire. Number two is to understand the purpose of your desire, that it is the way that life is going to grow you into an even greater version of yourself and increase the way you see yourself, along with increasing your skills, your capabilities, your talents, and your ability to work with these invisible laws effectively to create a new result. So, who do you know you would need to become? What would you need to know about yourself that would allow you to really pay attention to that desire and put a stake in the ground and say, I'm doing that desire? Type that into the chat box. And if you want a meditation to help you discover your deepest desire, it is my joy that I created this for you. Put the word discover in the comment section and my team will get that to you. All right. Number three, third reason why you want to pay attention to your desire and dissolve the guilt. It's to understand the good of your desire. Think about this. There is no private good. There is no private good. So often, particularly really good people, and I'm seeing the people here like Becky and Lauren and Severina and Rose, those of you that are watching it live, that you all are just such amazingly good people. And so often there can be a myth, and people will believe the myth, that if I have more, it means that somebody else will lose out, that there will be less for somebody else. And there can be nothing further from the truth. There is no private good. As you tap into your deep desire, and I'm not talking about a passing fancy or lusting after something or something that you think is going to fix you. I'm talking about that deep soul-searing desire that shows up in a very specific form of your dream. That is the way that you bring a greater degree of good service and contribution to the people around you. Your desire is the way that life, spirit, the universe is longing not only to bless you, but to ignite you and to equip you. That's the word I'm looking for. To equip you in bringing your greater contribution to the body of humanity. And it doesn't have to be like a big Oprah big. It could be just simply a house that you love. I mean, think about it. Becky, I know your dream, and so I'm going to share your dream if that's okay. And if not, I'm going to ask your forgiveness. But Becky has this amazing dream to have a house on the beach, to have a house on the coast. And she sent me some pictures of that dream. And I just, my heart, thank you, Becky. I figured you'd be okay with this. My heart just came alive when I physically saw you in that house. And when you think about the good that you're doing, number one, imagine your ability to be able to share that house with people that you love. Think about how you feel when you walk into that house and you're just enfolded in that house, and how it increases your capacity to really be, your own nurturance and, your own renewal. And what you're demonstrating in terms of the process of becoming the woman that would allow that next degree of good into her life. And as you raise your vibration to be a match with the woman that would allow that much good, you're effectively raising the vibration of the entire planet. Now, I know I know you, whether I know you personally or I just, I'm seeing your name for the first time. You would not be attracted to me if fundamentally there wasn't in you that knew there was more that you wanted to bring, more that you wanted to contribute, that you're aware of your desire to bring a deeper contribution to the people around you and our world at large. And it can be obvious. Yes, as you become a match, you're raising the vibration of the planet, Becky. Absolutely. So it's understanding the nature of the good of your desire is easy when it's something that you want to raise more money for a cause, or build out a business where you're bringing good to people, or, grow your relationships of love. It becomes less obvious when there are objects like houses or cars, or even a beloved relationship. I'm going to encourage you to really stay with the question, what would I love, and how does this serve the body of humanity as a whole? Because if you deeply desire it, remember, go back to the origin of your desire. It is not your desire. It is life itself wanting a deeper expression by means of you. And that means it is the way you are bringing greater good. Because again, put this on your forehead, put it on your mirror somewhere. There is no private good. There is no private good. What's good for you is good for everybody. All right, so that's number 3. Then number 4, the reason for your desire, the purpose for your desire, the way to increase your ability to pay closer attention to your desire is to understand that your desire is the way that life is seeking to bring you more good, to raise your threshold for your ability to allow a greater degree of abundance in your life. And mine too. Every single one of us has a threshold for how much good we will allow in our lives. When you start thinking about your desire, it requires you to raise your threshold, to literally accommodate more good. There's a line in one of the ancient texts, whether this is your text or not, but all texts, all ancient sacred texts, speak words of truth. And there's a line that's spoken by the leader of the Christian tradition, where it says, it is your Father's, it is life's, it is this intelligence force, good pleasure to give you the kingdom. The moment you were thought up in the mind of the universe, The universe, the angels, the forces for good celebrated you and said, our deepest desire is to pour good upon you. It's to bless you. It's to expand you and to keep proving how loved and cherished you are. So we do that by increasing our capacity to allow more good in our lives. You have to literally accommodate a greater degree of good. You know, it's interesting. I've heard from a couple of clients recently where in my group coaching program, we are in the month of abundance, and we're asking the question, would it be okay if you were more abundant? And every week I have a meditation that my folks are listening to, the same meditation every week because of the power of repetition. And in this meditation, I have them repeat the word abundance, or I have you, those of you that are in that program, Becky, repeat the word abundance. And I've gotten a couple emails from people saying, oh my God, I get anxious when I get to that part and I say those words. That's good news, because it means you're bumping up against the edge of how much good you have allowed yourself to experience up until now. And you're opening your arms to embrace and accept and receive the love and the abundance that the universe longs to pour upon you. And here's, again, I go back to number 3, to the degree that you allow yourself to receive and experience the abundance of life, the abundance, the goodness, the generosity of the universe. It equates to your ability to truly serve others and bring your brilliance to the body of humanity. So as you are paying attention to your desire and realizing it is not something to apologize for, it is not something to wish away, it is not something to feel guilty about, but it is something to celebrate. Because as you say yes to your desire, you are saying yes to love, you are saying yes to a greater degree of you, you are saying yes to allowing more abundance to flow to you and for you and through you, and you are saying yes to bringing your much more, even greater magnificence and contribution to the body of humanity. All right, so I saw several of you type in discover. Michelle, I saw you type it in, going down and looking at, Severina and Lauren and Rosemary, and it is my joy to be able to serve this meditation with you. So whether you're watching it live or the replay, if you want a meditation to be able to discover your desire and to get support with going down past all of the voices of resistance and to hear the voice of love, put the word discover in the comment section. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. So 4 tips to move your guilt about your desire to wanting your desire. Number 1, understand the genesis of your desire. Number 2, understand the purpose of your desire. Number 3, understand the good in your desire. And number 4, understand that it is the way that life seeks to express more by means of you. It is to grow your capacity to allow more good. Couldn't come up with a catchy final understand this. If somebody can come up with that, send it to me and I'll shift it around at some point. All right. So if you've enjoyed this, share it, like it. I so appreciate, Lauren, how you, Tessa Baque, that you think that she would love this, share it with her. If you think that she's at a point where she has a desire and she's been foo-fooing her desire away, by all means, share this with her in order to support her to really pay attention to her desire. And any of you all, anybody that you can think of that you know that this would serve, please feel free to share this with them. My mission is to support everybody in waking up to a life that they absolutely love, to paying attention to their desire, because this is the way we transform the face of the planet. All right, so I leave Thursday for 2 weeks with my mentor in my own awareness training in Egypt. So we will not be having a live next week, but I will be offering a recording And I'll be doing recordings on my personal page, and we'll put one of those over here for next Tuesday. So watch my personal page from Egypt for the next 2 weeks as I share my awareness and insight from Egypt in order to support you in living your dream. And then I'll be live again on February 27th. All right. My name is Felicia Searcy, and it is my joy to be your partner in believing. Your dream is my passion. Mwah! God bless everyone.